So I wanted to make another update on how things are going in regards to my treatment. I'm currently undergoing my 6th adjustment, and with this adjustment we are finally targeting the open bite, and that looks like this. So I no longer have any gaps present on my right side. I now have proper contact whenever I bite. I can sense both sides of my bite for the first time, and not for the first time, since my adjustment. I can finally sense my bite, but I still have my open bite, and that's where this rubber band comes in to allow myself to breathe more comfortably, to hopefully open up my right side. And with that, it'll make my temporal bone, my sphenoid bone, and my occipital bone, and pretty much my overall cranial bones to just revert back and get neutral. And in hand, it'll just revert the majority of my postural issues. It'll release a ton of tension within my neck, and that's going to have influence on the rest of my body. And I'm not even there yet, but I already feel it happening. Not just like, oh, I feel it coming, but I actually genuinely feel the progress. My body is a lot more relaxed. My body no longer my torso no longer torques to the left, and my pelvis no longer torques to the right. And that happened to me while I would stand, while I would sit down. Not really. I'd feel more comfortable sitting down. That's why I really recorded my first 2 videos on a car like this, because I only ever felt at ease whenever I'd sit down. Even when I lay down, it's not that comfortable, but now it's pretty comfortable. It's a lot more easier to move around, to breathe, to communicate, to do practically everything. It's much more easier to walk. Another thing in regards to my posture and treatment, how they correlate together, is my last adjustment, which was my 5th adjustment. We were just, what did we even do in the last adjustment? He pretty much just kept the band that I had on top, and then with the bottom one he just expanded my bite even further to close up all the gaps. He pushed my teeth outwards, and that's with the technique that I'm doing, which is the multi-loop edgewise arch wire, which pushed my teeth outwards. And the point is, when I was undergoing that treatment, I had not had the rubber band I have now, but when I would walk on my toes, and I would walk on them pretty high. It would cause a lot of painful symptoms. But now in my 6th month with this rubber band on, it's pushing my jaw more to the right. So I'll get to that later. But regardless, as I walk now, my feet are much more closer to the heel. My heels are almost touching the ground, and that's pretty amazing. It's a lot more comfortable to walk. I'm not quite there yet, but I still have my jaw shifted to the left. I'm still chewing on my left side. And until I get my jaw to get neutral, I'm going to continue on with my postural issues. But with my upcoming adjustment, which will be my 7th adjustment, my orthodontist will be putting this substance on my back molars and maybe a couple other teeth, and it'll pretty much bring back the proper tooth contact, the sensory input that my bite needs in order to really relax the neck. Because, like I said in my first video, I've had bruxism my entire life, and I've weathered away my tooth structure. So it's a temporary composite, or I'm not sure what exactly it's called, but it's a blue substance, and I'll have that. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to have it, because it's going to definitely affect positively the way that I overall function and feel. So that's upcoming in a couple of weeks, and yeah, that's just really how my treatment is going. I cannot complain with the progress I have so far. I'm not quite there yet, but it's coming, and I cannot complain. It's been going pretty good, and that's really it. Just if you are interested in pursuing a treatment like this to really understand and restore your posture, because from my own point of view, I understand that you must focus on your neurological system, your sensory components in your body. You must acknowledge that you may be dealing with a structural issue, which in my case, it's my bite. It might be my eyes too. I might need some kind of vision intervention too. There's it varies amongst people, so you really got to find what your dysfunction is. It could be your feet, it could be your eyes, it could be your teeth, but it could be all three. And the way to find out is with self-evaluation, and just take a good look at yourself. What's holding me back? I think if you're at least a bit in tune to how it really works, then you can really pinpoint the sources, because I was able to immediately pick up that my bite was slowing me down. I mean, the bite's pretty obvious. If you have a dysfunctional bite, then you need intervention, because that is a structural issue. And with that structural issue, it's also now affecting your neurological system. It's now become a sensory issue, since you no longer have the proper occlusion, the proper tooth contact. And there's just a lot wrong now that you don't have a proper bite, you don't have oral posture, you don't have that connection. It's just, some people need intervention, and you can do all the stretches and strengthening exercises you see on the internet, but you're not going to get the results you need until you accept that you may need some kind of intervention taken to really revert the structural issue, which is, in most cases, your bite.